Alright. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? Everybody, man. Let me introduce. I would call him the GOAT, but I think the perfect name for this guy right here is the Eagle. You heard me?
Fucking right. Fucking right. Fucking
The
right.
motherfucking Eagle, man. Everybody make some noise for my guy Rob Owens, man. You know what I'm saying? In the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All right.
Hell
So
yeah.
what we about to do now, man. This is another interview, man, that I've been waiting to do. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been in the game as long as I've been in the game. So I kind of want to just focus on like your experiences and all that type of stuff. So, but first and foremost, man, let everybody know what's your name and where you from, bro.
My name Rob Owens, Milwaukee from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Uh, yeah, born and raised, and was in that motherfucker like there forever in the day. But I'm out here in LA now.
That's right. That's right. So what got you into skating for all my skate fans out there that know about what, the true guys that's in this thing. What got you into skateboarding, bro?
I mean, for me, it was. I mean, to be honest, my pops had one that he found like randomly some type of way. Like he would find shit and bring it back to the house all the time. And he had one in the garage. And I just, like, we would have to go out there and help him work on the cars and shit. And when you're little, you're passing tools and this and that. And I just was like, what's up with this? And he's like, have it. And at that point, I never seen nobody ride a skateboard or skate or none of that type of shit at that point. I didn't see none of that. So that was my board. It was like a little uh it was a wood. It said Weaver Woody. I done looked it up since the internet came out, and I found it. It's like, they talk about sidewalk surfing and all of that. Like that's what I was doing on it. I was on the sidewalks and shit. So that
Oh
was my
shit.
board.
So that
A
was in your
joint my
pops.
pops found.
That was from your pops. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
from his
dope.
garage.
So what? So when you got the skateboard, was there people in your neighborhood that used to skate, or how was it in Milwaukee growing up skating?
No, there wasn't on my block, like on the way it was in those days. I mean, fuck, man, I was like 6 or 7 years old, so 5, 6, 7. We could go to the stores in the neighborhood and lurk around the neighborhood and this and that, but where the skaters was up the hill in the next neighborhood, and I didn't start going there till I was probably like 9 or 10.
Oh
So
wow.
basically, the first one of my trips to the store, I seen some kids on a board, and they were doing ollies and skating and going down off the curb and all that. So I was just like, and their boards were big as hell, and they were wood, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wound up going to a summer camp, and when I was at the summer camp, I ran into some dudes, and they couldn't handle skateboards, so they had like tree branches, and they were like skating on the tree branch, like faking like it was a board. But they had like T-shirts like Santa Cruz, and dudes had their hair all crazy. Like, you know how Wolverine? You seen the X-Men movie?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you Wolverine, where he got the hair, and there was a band back in the day called the Flock of Seagulls,
Oh, you talking
and it
about
was
the
a lot.
hair that's just like ah.
Man, I
That's
thought these
real.
boys were crazy. I thought they had like crazy sunglasses and all that, Swatch watches. That's the first time I ever seen any of that type of stuff.
Wow.
And they were skating on the branch, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then when I went back home, I told my pops, I'm like, I gotta get a real board. Like, I gotta get a for real one. And it was a Veriflex 4x4. He got me that joint, and I had that motherfucker for ever, like four
Wow.
years or some shit.
Barraflex, that's
So
OG.
yeah, Yeah, that was my first joint. And you were like, that was like the cheap boards of the day. Like that was kind of like, oh, he don't got the real joint. But you could still like you could. I was learning shit and getting down on it, so it didn't even matter.
Right. So as far as growing up in the industry, like, all right, you got into skating and things like that. Who was your first like real skaters that you looked up to, being like, damn, those dudes is ill. Like, this is getting me motivated to skate, basically. Like out from your city, or even not even from your city, just in general.
Uh, in general, I don't know, man. I mean,
You just
I had
feeling.
the video. I had the H Street video, and
Oh
then I
yeah,
had I got video days after that. So like,
the blind
I had
video.
been, yeah, yeah, I had been like fucking around before that came out though. But like Hocus Pocus and all of that shit, those were like the first videos that I seen. Who
Right.
did I look up to though? Like that's the thing, man. Like you know,
Or
we're
who do you
talking.
think was raw though? Like, damn, that dude raw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Growing up.
Uh, yeah, I mean Ron Allen and Sean Sheffy. I
Oh
would have to
yeah.
probably say that what I would have seen Ron Allen in the Shackle Me Not video, and then
Mm.
Sean Sheffy. What after that? I don't know. Those were the two skaters I remember thinking like those dudes are fucking cold. Like they're doing shit that I would want to
Right.
fuck with or whatever.
Right. 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 All right. So as far as Milwaukee sponsors and things like that, was there any companies out there at the time that y'all was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get on that, or was it
Yeah,
like
there,
not too
there
much?
was
Okay.
there was one for a long time. There wasn't none, and then there was one when I was in high school. I was like, man, it was high school, and there was like a party, and the dudes were like that I skated with, because you know how skating is. You might fuck with anybody. So these dudes were like punk rocker dudes, and they fucking would go to these like house parties, and they would do like these basement shows, and there would be like rock star shows in the basement and all of that. And this dude had a company. Uh, it turned into he does a company now and it's a record label. And I went
Mm.
to the party, and these dudes kept trying to introduce me to the guy, and he didn't want to have nothing to do with me and shit for whatever reason. And then after that, I was like, damn, like I don't even know why we're talking about. Wait, long story short, anything that was going on with Milwaukee, they weren't fucking with nobody except for their own little
Their own little
like
crew type of thing.
yeah, their little inner clique type shit. And it was like
Was they running the city type of shit, or?
hell no, nah. They were off to the side doing their thing. They were selling shit. They were
Yeah.
running ads. They were like sponsoring people. They were running shit. But they were
Okay.
like claiming the city, but their warehouse was in Brookfield or something like that, which is outside of the city. And they didn't fuck with nobody from the city for real. So it just that was so then when I don't even know when that was. High school. And then yeah, after that I started seeing uh all the Cali shit and just getting into all the videos. And then like
That was the only company out there?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, like yeah. I don't
So,
even yeah, I don't even want to say that like I'll show you their shit and they got like iron crosses and damn near Nazi signs on their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they just you know what I mean? Like they ain't fucking with me, man. They ain't fucking with me. Come on, man.
all right, so that's a good that brings me to another question. So, how was it trying to get noticed in Milwaukee, since there wasn't a lot of companies out there? and then obviously the companies is in Cali and things like that. Like, how was it? Was it important to get on a company in Milwaukee from Cali, or did it matter, or what was that?
Dude, a company. I mean, that's the thing. Like to think like, oh, I can skate and be a pro and get paid, and then when you're young and you don't know about money and shit, and you're thinking like, I'm gonna be like rich and famous pro skater and shit someday, and I'll be like whatever. Like when you're a little kid, and then you get older, you start to get more realistic. And I think I think because my first experiences around that type of shit, and like I don't know. I always seen it for what it was. I'm like, okay, this is it's a small business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what all these motherfuckers are. So it's like, yeah, I was like everybody else in the world. Like you got to come to California if you want to live out that dream. If you want to take a crack at that dream, you got to come out to Cali somewhere.
Right. All right.
So
Yeah.
that
Okay.
was in my head. But my thing, especially back then, being young, like you think you can do anything, you know what I'm saying? So in my head, I always thought like I'm gonna just rip here, and hopefully there'll be more dudes ripping here, and we kill it so hard that we can start getting these fools to come out and spend time with us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I always felt like that. Like someday, some way, somehow, we would be able to bring it to us. You know what I'm saying? But the bringing it to us would have been, well, then, damn, make your own magazine, then make your own this, make your own that. And it's like when it's all blue collar. Don't nobody, ain't no entrepreneurs over there. Ain't nobody thinking about doing nothing like that.
Mm.
So that's what it was. And then when I met you, that was me trying to go to Cali. That was fucking like 1996 or something like that.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Damn, that was
and
hella
and
long
that was
ago.
like more of the same to me when I came out there. I'm like, yeah, like there's like a lot of dudes that are like cool as fuck, and the whole skate vibe and this and that was real as fuck there. Like you would get your fucking balls busted, and you would damn near want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like I would see dudes like just and hearing them complaining about dudes and this and that. And I was thinking, like, because I grew up with big brothers and older dudes in the neighborhood and all that type of shit. So, like, for me, it was just like, you know, like, I was just like, they don't want just anybody around them. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
I kind of, but it wasn't on no cool guy shit. It was like just the whole skate thing. Like, you can't just go skate anywhere with anybody. Motherfuckers be blowing up the spot. Motherfuckers be doing all type of fucking goofy shit.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's
Right.
like, and with all eyes on the whole thing back then, like I get it looking back on it, but for me, uh, yeah, it was cool, man. But I had a young family and shit, and I had to like, I mean, that's when Frisco, I think, when San Francisco and that whole Bay Area first really started getting too expensive for everybody, or maybe it already had, but that shit was way too high for me,
I
and I
feel
couldn't
you on
hang.
that.
I could not hang, dude. Not back
Nah, I feel
then,
you. I
boy.
feel you. Yeah, Frisco, you definitely gotta be about your business. That's for sure. But
We're sitting there looking in like Daly City and Hayward and all these everywhere but Frisco to live, and then it's just kind of like, but that's where I was at, like that's where I was fucking with everybody and this and that. So like that's where I wanted to be. But yeah, it was just anybody that lives there now, like I look at them like it's an anomaly, and it's way beyond the money at this point. We ain't even talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
fools
yeah,
are grown now. You're gonna figure it out. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
just it's a whole different place now.
yeah. That's true. I mean, that brings me to the next question. So it's kind of like, so since there wasn't too much industry in your in Milwaukee or whatever, so was that the reason why tried to start, doing your own companies independent, like what you're doing right now for Grime Official? If the world don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I started Grime Official with that, but also, I mean, you see how they're doing the industry now. Like these dudes ain't loyal to their board sponsors and this and that, and you hear dudes crying about all type of shit and this and that, and I just was like,
But what made you start Grime Official, like from the gate? Like what was the motivation behind you starting your own company based out of Milwaukee? What was that whole motivation about?
um, well, that was it, just to do my own like idea of it, and like I'm an artist, sometimes I, sometimes I'm all into editing or drawing or skating or whatever. So it's like I want that outlet, and I just looked at it like that. Like I would rather just do my own little brand and shit. You know, I saw it for what it is, dude. I'm like, look at these dudes. They're just making something up in their head. So they're basically making money and printing money and a good whatever that money does, like your good time out of thin air, and that's pretty much what we
Mm.
what my whole point was to do basically.
Wow. So when you did it, was it what did you learn from it? Like straight from the gate, not long term, but like when you first started doing your own company, what was the certain good times and bad times about doing what you were doing?
uh the good times is it's kind of like any sales job, like you create your own like hours and income and all this type of stuff, so that's exciting, uh to be optimistic about that.
Mm.
um Doing like whatever graphics that I felt like doing, like I always thought that was cool. And then being able to like travel, like you got this whole, moving around trying to promote it and all of that. So you're like going everywhere, meeting people. That's been my favorite part about it. All the people that I've skated with, like just all the years, like that shit's ill. And it's crazy. My memory is like some shit I don't remember. Motherfucker got to jog my memory and all that. And then other stuff, like I'll just be like, oh yeah, I remember when dude landed this over there in Birmingham off this thing or whatever.
Right, right.
And then bad, I would say bad immediately was just, a part of creating the whole thing is creating a part of creating the whole thing is creating your market and your customers and all that type of shit. And it's been like it's a trip how that works, because like it's kind of like like I don't know, like I'll sell them to shops, people, like I'll get them out there whatever type of way, and but yeah, just creating that, like it's just because people are like they don't trust you, like oh your boards might not be good, and this
Why do
and
you
that.
think
But
that though? Why do you think that's an obstacle as far as like building a company off the ground? Like what do you think is the factors of building a great company in your experience when it comes to like trying to sell your shit? You know what I mean?
right. I just like I said, like going and meeting people
Okay.
like face to face,
Okay.
and yeah, you want to have a good product and good what do have every like good boards and ill graphics and all that type of shit. But like, what was I saying? What were we talking about?
No, no.
But
We were
yeah,
talking about like what's the factors of making a skate company like pop really? Like is it the team? Is it like the graphics? Is it the promotion? Is it the mingling with people? Like what's the sauce? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. I mean, I think it's at the end of the day, man. I mean, it's really just bread. It's like any business, man. To be able to consistently flow the bread into it, you know,
Mm.
like it's bread. And when you're like, when
Bread
you're
for what
growing
though?
bread for to promote it and bread for products to sell.
Mm, mm,
So,
okay.
but with the internet, like how it is and all of that, like you cut a lot of corners with the promoting and this and that. I guess a lot of it's kind of free, but then like a lot of the stuff people want to put out or whatever. But then, um, yeah, like if you want to make moves and shit, you gotta have your bread. Gotta like, you can't be like, I'm gonna pump in like $1,500 this week, and then next month I got this 10K I'm gonna put in, and this and that, all at the same time. You're like paying bills and this and that, it's just small business shit. That's what it is.
Right.
It's a small business, so that's like the main obstacle. Whoever can master being a small businessman, that's who's gonna hit the licks. Like. But I mean, fuck, I got other shit to do too. Like I would, and I have parts of my, when my life goes that way, when I'm just selling product and doing lessons and filming and everything is just skating. Like I definitely have had my share of like time like that. So like
Right.
it does that.
So you skating and being a business owner and being basically a team manager, how hard is that to juggle, really?
I mean, it's kind of like at this point. At first, it was kind of hard because I was like one of them for real. Like I wanted to just have like the experience, like the partying and acting a fool and all that type of shit. So back then it was like hard, but I since done cut all that type of shit out. So it's just skating and business or whatever nowadays. So like
Right.
uh yeah, so now managing it and all of that. When you manage it without the whole party shit going on, I mean it's cool. You just gotta have people that like basically that's the program. Like everybody lead that in their personal life. And when we come to the whole skating thing, like fools ain't on that shit. Like
Right.
they
Right.
just
Right.
not. That's just not how we are doing it over here like that.
Right. 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 I get it. So as far as the team, who's on your team right now?
It's Pancho Pacheco from he's from the Bay, San Jose and
Yeah,
all of
shout
that.
out Poncho for sure. For sure.
For sure. He's over in Kingman AZ now. And then Donnie Moran from Joliet. And,
Okay.
um, really like the whole Chicago, like, land area. Like, dude was, uh, and out here, he's been out here since, he might have been out here since like 2009 or something.
Mm.
Which is, and he's younger than us. So, like, he's been out here for a really long time. And me, Pancho, and Cheeto.
Okay.
It's me, Pancho, Cheeto, and Donnie. That's who's on the squad right now. And um, right now, with this whole pandemic thing going on, uh, I think when this dies down, I want to like open the books on it again and all of that, and like get shit popping harder. Cause right now, I'm just really trying to maintain like getting product out and all that type of shit. Cause
So
it's like we
yeah.
can't go nowhere, we can't do nothing. You know what I mean? For real, not for real.
So how's that affected your whole business strategy really at the end of the day, especially not knowing when this is going to end and just all that type of stuff. Like what have you been thinking lately?
I mean, just internet, what everybody's been talking about for a long time now, but just making sure everything get on the internet, and just staying up on like how to be, behind the screen and handling all that shit.
Right. Right.
Really. So
Right.
in the meanwhile, everybody's still skating and getting clips. Like we just ain't going face to like we're not traveling or nothing, and that's always been my main thing. Is like to touring and shit.
Right, right. Has the sales helped since people has been more just not working and just skating? Has the sales helped for you a little bit because
Yeah, I
people are
mean,
focusing?
yeah, we're having what I call good. Wait, can you see one? Oh yeah, you can. So we have like I'll call them like good problems, like getting orders and telling people like, oh man, you gotta wait like a week for it or whatever. Like they're piling up though, like people can't get a hold of product right now or something.
What, as
So
far
like
as
everybody's
manufacturers, you
online.
mean?
I'm just saying, just
Oh,
people. Like it trickled down to the people and the shops and everybody because they're all going independent. Like they're, if you look at the shops, like mad shops are ordering independent shit now. Like forever, I'd be going into shops, calling shops, talking to shops, and they're sitting there talking about, instead of buying my shit, they might fuck around and get like some price point toy machine or one of these other, joints or whatever. But now they can't get that shit. So then now all these independent brands that I've been following and up on all these years, I'm seeing everybody like doing their thing, and they're getting that opportunity. That's what it looks like to me, anyways, and that's what everybody
okay.
keeps saying. You know, when I'm going to get wood and everybody's out of wood and they want to raise the prices up, and
Right,
they're crying
right.
about that type of shit, and that's the way it's been kind of trickling down.
Wow, okay. So that's actually kind of a good thing then, basically.
Yeah,
A g-
for us it is
Nice.
definitely.
So what do you think about, I don't know if you into all this, but what do you think about the BLM movement? I've been asking a lot of skaters because I've been noticing a lot of skaters in the protests and stuff. And I actually think a skater last night got shot in the Wisconsin little protest they had last night. So,
Yeah, those dudes down in was down over there, Kenosha particular, before any protests or any of that, they've been going through. Man, they went through a whole, what do you call it, opioid epidemic,
mm,
where skaters are dropping like flies doing drugs and shit. And
mm,
like I would skate with these dudes, man, and matter of fact, shout out Brody, man. I mean, I don't want to put nobody business out there, but dude passed away and this and that, like a fucking monster on the board.
mm,
I'm flowing them boards and this and that. And then he do dope one night, he died. And
mm.
then their other homie died. And then I'm like looking in the news and it's like, then motherfuckers are catching cases. It's just crazy. And then it's just heroin, heroin, heroin.
Wow,
And
wow.
then, but talking about the BLM stuff that's going on over there, I mean, it's basically when you go to Kenosha, there's a freeway all the way on the west side of town, like on the outskirts. You got to get off that freeway, and then you go through like all these little towns to get to the main Kenosha town.
Mm,
And it would be a mission just doing that without cops. Like, I don't know what it is about down there, but they got mad police everywhere, and they'll sweat the fuck out of you. And I'm not talking
wow.
about 2020. Like I haven't been down there, right? Like this was a long time ago.
Okay.
So then, but how do I think about it now? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of skaters out there, bro. I've been seeing a lot of pictures with skaters, and now the skater got shot last night. I mean, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like,
I just, I just think the world is filled with spoiled ass dudes that ain't never grew up, hoe ass tendencies and shit, hoe tendencies. And
hmm,
don't think I'm talking about a female because I'm calling somebody a hoe. But
that's right.
on some real shit though, like the fact that like everybody's saying like, oh, it's this dude's fault that he hit him in the head with the skateboard, and it's this dude's fault because he shouldn't have been up there with a gun and he's underage. And my thing is, nobody would have been there at all if it wasn't for motherfuckers being racist in the first place.
Right.
you know. So
Right.
it's like, yeah, they all went up there because of the cop shot the dude in the back and all that. But in that town, they should have been doing them and going to the town all deep and fucking with their, riots or not riots, what do they call it, protests and shit. They should have been doing that. They should have been doing that. But
But
now
now
they're
you
doing
got
it.
the
Now
kid
everybody's
with
doing
the
it.
AR though. He coming down there, 17-year-old, killed two people, one of them being a skater. Like that's wild. That's
That's what
just
I'm saying. If people weren't racist, like he wouldn't even have been there to feel like he had to do something. It's like it's racist. It's just fucked up that people are racist, man. And for me, like I'm looking at it on the internet and people are posting like, and you know what, man? It's a lot of people, man. Because it's something they, casual racism, which is, for me, the main part about that is the selective inclusion.
mm,
Because I'm not a certain type of way. I'm not a certain black or a certain whatever. Then, I'm bad news. And it's like if I go through it, I can't imagine how people who are darker than me and louder than me and whatever else and how they're going through it.
mm,
So the fact that we ain't shit to the point where you can just pop us in the back, like,
right.
I mean, damn, you know. It's like I'm already like just they talk about Martin Luther King or whatever. Like I seen this meme that said he wasn't violent and didn't hurt nobody, but he got killed anyway or some shit. And
Mm,
like, yeah, like I'm definitely, you know, I don't think like that, but to want to be included to the point where you're like pulling your fucking hair out and you're walking across like bridges with fucking strangers and dogs and hoses, and now they're doing it with the bullets and the rubber bullets and everything else. I mean,
right.
before all of that, all these people in their normal life, like they need to act on that shit when it counts. Like the dude that shot the dude in the back, like if he had some other white folks around him during his lifetime and at his job that could have been telling him like, yo, maybe you shouldn't be talking down on them, or you shouldn't be, like you shouldn't even like just motherfuckers really checking each other, man, like letting it be something for people to talk to each other about and like
Mm,
fix like one at a time, because that's in my head, that's the sad part, but that's the science. But all
mm.
this other shit, like it's just, I mean, you see what's happening. Fools are getting killed, and it's just bad news.
Wow. So what do you think? So as far as your skate company, which is I guess urban driven as far as the image is concerned, do you catch those type of feelings? Like as far as promoting yourself and trying to sell your product, does those things interrupt anything as far as business is concerned, or is it just normal?
I
Like
mean, yeah, to talk about Kenosha, that's also a shop that I've been trying to get into. They got one shop over there. I've been trying to get in that motherfucker since we've been doing this. They're like, oh no, and they try and talk about gangster this and it's like, yo, you calling me a fucking gangster and a thug and this other type of shit? Like that's the only reason why. Cause the only time y'all see me or hear about me or any of that type of shit, I'm on my board. So what are we talking about? You
mm,
know? And then they
mm,
change managers and they got the young dudes. It's the same, and it's just fuck yeah, that shit's like been a thing, and that makes me want to do it even more. You know what I'm saying?
right,
To be
right.
honest,
But that's where you
you know.
from. So do you feel some type of ways like, damn, bro, we supposed to be all in the same thing. We all skaters, right? Why
I
don't you
mean,
support, the cause just because off of that? You know what I mean?
right. And when dudes are on the net, like they'll put stuff on the internet talking about, we're all a brotherhood and all. I mean, I've never I mean, the only way I've ever seen that is when fools are like clicking. You know, like there was a time back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. There was a time back in like 1991, 92, shit like that, where you would see a dude walking down the street and he'll have some skate shoes, and you're like, "Hey, yo, yo," and that's like your buddy, and then you're
Mm,
skating with him. I got friends like that I'm still friends with to this day. But yeah. Other than that, like, nah, I mean, skaters are people, man. They're like I was saying about the punk rockers and fucking, they want to say gangsters. They want whatever. Like, well, they're everything, and they're the kid with the racist motherfuckers. They're them too.
right.
So, but that's just like I said. That's just so people don't get it twisted. That's the casual racism, because everybody thinks that racism is only when you're calling people out their name, or like, discriminating some type of way. But nah, man, like it's that selective inclusion. If you gotta fucking think twice ever, man, like I said, man, it's hoe shit. It's punk shit. That's the right word. It's not hoe shit. It's punk shit. Like a punk. Like
Right.
just being spooked, man.
Do you think?
Just
Do you
being
think?
spooked. I'm out here in LA, dude, and how? Come on, man.
I feel you though.
Yeah, quite
I
like
feel
I'm gonna
you.
pull like something out my like
I feel you.
fucking goofies, man. But
I feel you, bro. Well, tell me
But
this.
nah, I get this is. I think it's just me though, because I get everything I want and everything I don't want, because everything that I could want, I'm getting out here. You know what I'm saying? Along with the shit that I don't want.
Right.
So it's like I
Right.
can't do too much complaining. But
r-
but
Right.
nah,
Right.
yeah, racism and it's major, and yeah, okay, so it's starting to be a conversation. So that means that people are starting to figure out how to like communicate about it or share or whatever the case may be. But as far as shit changing, like I know plenty of people who aren't racist, uh, all different types of ethnicities and shit, and I've seen it. And the answer ain't being colorblind, like acting like, oh, there ain't no racism, and oh, we're all the same. And it's like, no, we're not all the same. And
Right.
that's the whole
Right.
fucking point. Be smarter and be like, you can fuck with, you can figure it out to fuck with somebody else instead of being all fucking scared and this and that.
Right. Right. Right.
You look at these skate companies, and that's what I'm talking about the, coming from that, coming, because we're just talking about Kenosha. You look up Milwaukee, that's the most segregated city in the country.
Mm.
Anybody look it up, that's what they're gonna find. And
Mm.
coming from that and growing up, looking at these brands, and that was another thing. It's like, damn, like Toy Machine, I always thought that was the shit. Welcome to Hell come out, it's like, damn. And then, but they only fuck with, they ain't fucking with you though. So it's like you get to the point
Wait.
where
What
you're
toy
just like,
machine? What toy machines from Milwaukee?
nah.
Oh.
I'm saying growing up there and looking at brands
Oh.
and
Okay.
seeing
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't include people of color, and
Yeah.
the only way that they're showing me that they will include them is if they're exploiting some blackness about them. Like
Mm.
that's it. It's new that there's kids that may. I mean, I don't even. I can't fucking tell, man. They got pink hair and all type of shit nowadays, so I don't know. But
I know. I feel you on that because I just seen somebody, and I don't know nothing about this, but the whole Baker thing. I guess it was a Bart Simpson shirt or something. I'm not sure how old that was, but it was. What was it? I think it was Bart Simpson choking out, you know, um, one of the characters, but the character they made him, black or I guess or whatever, and the two characters is supposed to be, I guess, who's the owner of Baker again? Who that? Andrew Reynolds, and
yeah,
then and it was the Dread dude that used to ride for him. I don't want to disrespect, but I
Cyril
forget.
Shepherd.
Maybe he had dreads, I think it was, but it was a shirt they came out with, and I think I think I want to say Keelan had said something about it or whatever because they put a shirt out and it was like Bart Simpson is supposed to be choking out, Wompty Wump, but it was actual Andrew Reynolds in one of the team riders or some shit. But people were taking it like, oh, that's not racist, you know what I'm saying? Which I didn't really think it was for real, but I kind of tripped off it because other people was saying like, well, why would you make the other character, black or whatever? You see what I'm saying? Choking the other dude out. Like that type of metaphor. You feel me? Why would you even play like that? You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
I mean, I don't know. That was something I
these
just came
niggas, listen,
across.
man, listen, man. They got the Illuminati in their camp, all right? So you already know how they got to do it, man.
They gotta put it out there to take it off and be like, "Hold on, man, we good, don't trip." Nah, I'll just play it.
uh,
Shout out to Andrew Reynolds, bro. No shade, bro.
but see, but
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm saying, though, man. That's like, that's a fucked up part of the casual racism for the white folks, cause you got to take your time and you know handle shit correctly. You got to take that time and you got to try and look at it from these people's point of view. Some of them you deal with and you're paying them money, you
right,
know,
right, right,
and they're definitely fans. There's mad all kind of motherfuckers that fuck with them. So
right.
it's like they just gotta be they. You gotta think that if as soon as you're doing that, it's got to be a thought. It's been a thought for me my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Now, welcome to the party. You know what I mean? And it's not even like it ain't even bad. It just is what it is. It ain't bad or good. It just is what it is.
No, you right. You all the way right about that. I feel definitely it's just one of those things. You can feel some type of way about it or not. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on, I guess, your belief system, or I don't know. I don't
It
know. I
depends
don't
on
know.
what side of the bed I rolled out of that day. That's how it works for me. And I swear to God, man, if I would have seen that and I would have felt this way, I would have, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, dude. Like, as the artist and the brand owner that's pumping the image and all this other type of shit out there, you got to think about that. How the
Right.
fuck do you look making some white boys choke your little black skater that you just put on? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. It
I know.
it's
Yeah.
punk shit, and
Yeah.
it's like they wouldn't even have done that if it was any other type of way. Like, it's just goofy, man. And for someone to say like, oh man, that shit's like racist, man. Look what they're trying to do. It's like, well, didn't they did it? So, oh, but we didn't mean it this way. Well, how many graphics do you have like that where you have to like defend them and all that type of shit? You know what
I
I'm
know.
saying? Like,
I
come
know.
on.
I know. Yeah. It's a trip, man. On a lighter
So that's
note,
why I say I'm just saying, like the casual, like they don't even know it, man. They were raised in it, and not only were they raised, they are trained, and to this day, in the media and everybody and the teachers and the whole system, it's everywhere in everything. So it's like, yeah, it's a tough one for them. It's a tough one for them, but for me, or somebody like me, like every day, like come on, man. I
right.
go to buy some water. The water turns out to be like $4 or something, and the lady's like, "You sure? You sure you want this?" Like, bitch, what? You know what I'm saying? If it was a 42-year-old white boy in here for the water, would you ask him or would you just take his fucking money? Like, come on. You worried I'm not gonna be able to like
You can't afford four
get a little
dollars.
red night? They're crazy, dude. Like every day, it's something
I feel you, man.
with
So
that. So that's
right,
my whole
right.
BLM. Like Man, I've been snapping on motherfuckers about that shit like since as far back as I can remember. I ain't never didn't snap about it.
What do you think about George Soros being supposedly a part investor in that whole little movement? He's like a white billionaire. What do you think about that?
He's investing in what?
In the BLM movement. A white billionaire investing in the
I think
BLM
that
movement.
I think that dude, I think that's it is there. It's the white people's movement, is what I think. I think it's on. They're the ones who are fucking spooked, fucking everything up. They're the ones that gotta switch it up. They're the ones that gotta tell each other Black Lives Matter and all that type of shit. You ain't gotta tell me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what do I think about? I think all of them should pay for it. Fuck you mean? And some reparations for everybody before they fucking break that check. Don't even get me started. But I'm gonna just say this: if there's 300 and something million people, Americans, black, white, Mexicans, and everybody else, uh, I mean, there is a number of people who are also Americans who want to donate to, what's the boy's name? Bill Gates, for instance. He could break everybody off with $1 million check. Fuck Trump with his $1,500 and what they're talking about,
I feel
and
you.
that same check, like that's like maybe like 2 missiles we need to test. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, man, money, like, get real, man. It's all a game, dude. It's all some other shit That's why I escaped, because I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Because they ain't gonna give me a big check,
You didn't get that stimulus bailout for the small businesses, dog.
dude. They're playing with me, man. I've been on the phone with them motherfuckers, man. They got me talking to all different kind of people. It's crazy, man. It's fucking
You didn't get
crazy.
your check, dog.
Nah, they ain't break it, man. And everybody I talk to mad motherfuckers like, they're like, yo, I got this, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. They're like, yeah.
I heard a lot of cats just made a company that day and went to the SBA and got a loan like that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but that's who. Yeah, but them niggas. Hey,
The
when they
feds
start catching
coming.
them, yeah, man, you ain't gonna catch me with all that. Not at all.
That's real talk.
I'm
I
not with
know
none of that
somebody was
shit.
telling me to do that. I was like, nah, bro, I'm cool. I'm
Dude,
cool.
man, I got a homie. He like, yo, he like, you better get on. I'm getting 10K a day, and I'm like, yeah, okay, 10K a day, 30 years, 30 years. What's that? 17 in with, 13 out or whatever. Okay, that sounds cool. Fuck out of here. 96% conviction rate to steal a little bit of money, man. I am not tripping.
Yeah, I ain't that thirsty. I'm
I
good.
swear.
I'm good.
You might as well fucking run around the net, man. That shit, yeah. But yeah, they gotta figure it out. But like reparations though, man. Like once they do something about that, because that's the only that that's the only way anything serious is if you pay. So say what you want and fucking post what you want, protest what you want, do whatever, do. But until motherfuckers get broke off with a check, it ain't. It's just all talk to me, because we know what the real is. How about this? How about don't break me off with a check? Find the descendants of the families you gave all that syphilis to down in Tuskegee and give them a check. We can
Mm,
start with them. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Just type shit, man. Like,
mm. I feel you on that. I
yeah,
feel you
yeah,
on that.
dude. A billionaire white dude breaking them off, like, fuck yeah. What kind of strings attached or whatever? Like, is this dude making it a corporation and he owns, like, I don't know. But
Right,
for
right.
them to finance uh, a movement about black people being, black people no longer being second class citizens and all that type of shit, like, yeah, man, they should pay for that. That's my opinion.
Okay, nice. Well, we're gonna get into a little lighter little thing. We're gonna get into your
Because my blood's boiling, just so you know. No, I'm
I
just
know
playing.
I know
But I'm ready to turn up. I'm like, I was like,
I
now I'm
already know.
like ready to turn up on a
I
motherfucker,
already
man.
know, bro. Nah, but I'm over here looking at your Instagram, man, for Grime official, bro. I just want everybody out here in the skate world that don't know about what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Grime official, independent, been around for years. You know what I'm saying? Here's some of the posts. We're going through them right now. Um, yeah, man. We're going through some
That's
of the
on the
posts.
screen.
That's on the screen right now.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's Donnie right there.
Donnie,
Mm,
man.
that shit nasty. Yeah, that was Switch right there over the table. Oh man.
What's this? Punch out? What's this?
Yeah, that's his new board he got out. He got the White Tyson.
A word. The White Tyson.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
that fool got popped for days, dog. Straight up. Yeah, shout out to Donnie, man. Straight up, man. Let's see what's going on. All right, so this a new board? Oh, this your board?
Yeah. That's a tribute to
Ugh,
my brother who passed away 2 years ago. That's the St.
that's
Michael joint.
hard. That's hard. Ooh, that's your brother right there? He passed away?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Big
Sorry to
bro.
hear that, man.
For sure, man.
Damn. That's what's up, man. I know you've been going hard in the paint, man. Like I said, everybody, man, go ahead and follow my guy, Grime Official. You know what I'm
Appreciate that.
saying? Been going hard in the paint, man. You know what I'm saying? Is there anybody, man, before we get out of here, anything you want to address or anybody you want to shout out, man? Any extra jewels you want to drop out there for the audience because you've been dropping them, man. So just want to give you the platform before we get
Yeah.
up out of here.
I appreciate that. I'm going to say for everybody, um, yeah, keep your motherfucking head up and don't stress. Ain't nothing to stress. And everybody do what you want to do. Don't step on nobody's toes.
Mm,
And do that shit out of love. Even if you got to break something down and really get to something, you got to,
mm,
that shit got to come from love too. Even when shit got to get real for real, if you know what I mean. All of
right,
it. And
right.
then you can't lose. That's what I think.
That's
So
awesome, man.
I guess I'm just telling people what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do
Right,
that.
right.
I want to give my dudes a shout out.
Grime Official.
Hey, am I still there?
Yeah, you still there, bro. Yep, you still there.
Back?
Yep, you back, bro. You back.
Damn, man.
No,
Somebody
that
was
was
trying to
good.
call me, man, in the middle of my shout out. See, they ain't getting no shout out. I was gonna give them a shout out, but fuck that. Fuck that. Hey, Dookie D666. That's Donnie.
Word.
Pancho Pacheco. That's the same on Insta. And Cheeto Kids. That's his Insta. And then Grime Official. And then my whole Milwaukee City. North Side, South Side, West Side, fucking East Side, Estabrook Park, all my fucking suburb dudes and my dudes out in the sticks, Green Bay, Madison, all that.
Word. Thank you,
And
bro.
Silky P, Big
Silky
Silky
P.
P, Big Silky P from from Airy, man, all up in this motherfucking skate life. Pat
Word.
Washington, man, appreciate being on here and uh, all the times you looked out for me in my lifetime and all the other skaters like coming up and you know everybody trying to do anything with it or just trying to be in the mix. So I appreciate that. I appreciate being on the show too. I seen
Word.
Richard's episode. That shit was ill.
Word, man. I appreciate y'all too, man. I mean, everybody that I had on here so far, I respect to the fullest. I wouldn't even be, reaching out if I didn't have some type of respect for you, bro, and love for you, you know what I'm saying? And always believed in
Yeah,
what you doing,
for
bro.
sure.
So I just want to keep it solid with you, man. Just say, bless your family out there. Hope everybody's safe, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm gonna keep rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, And yeah, man, stay safe, man. Don't catch that boogeyman. You know what I'm talking
For real.
about?
For real, man. I'm trying to stay out of the way, man. I'm
That's
ducking and slipping and all that. But I'm gonna get with you though.
all right, bro. All right, man.
All right.
Everybody, man. This is my guy. You know, Milwaukee OG 7 6. You heard? Go follow him. You know what I'm saying? And we out here, man. And thank you again, bro. One love. I'ma holla at you, my G.
All right, for sure. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.